Yes, sir. My trucker. Back up in this thing, man. Today, I'll be reacting to some creepy videos that might toy with your emotions. Let's get it.
These are falling out the sky. Everywhere. They're all over the place. Everywhere you can see little blue dots all over the cars, ground, pretty much everywhere, all in the water. I don't know what they are. Something that I've never seen.
I need to see footage of these actually falling from the sky because I refuse to believe that it's just casually raining down the Unstoppables.
Why are all these celebrities using this black goo? So Megan Fox just dropped this picture, and we'll talk about the other celebrities in a second, but check this out. She made an announcement with this picture, and it was for her pregnancy. And this sent social media into a frenzy because wouldn't you want the imagery to resemble the exact opposite? Now this got me thinking. I've seen this a lot recently. So on Lady Gaga's last music video, we see this black goo with a dark version of herself, throws it up onto her, and she indulges in it. Many think that this was her symbolizing that she is embracing her inner demons. Then on Justin Timberlake's last music video, he had something very similar. A literal demon is throwing up the same black goo onto him, symbolizing some type of dark possession while it's all over his face, and demons in the music video continue to surround him. And someone who uses this often is Billie Eilish. One song she drinks it and it oozes out of her eyes. On another song, I think she is representing Lucifer, and she is covered in it while she spreads her dark wings. So we can see clearly that this imagery represents some type of inner struggle, some type of possession, or any type of darkness. But why would Megan Fox use this in her pregnancy announcement?
I don't know if Megan Fox was just trying to be different with this baby announcement, but she looks like one of those ducks from the Dawn soap commercial after an oil spill. This is like Nickelodeon Slime Time, the emo edition.
TikTok, I'm gonna need you to do your thing. I need y'all to contact Pepsi and everybody else. Pepsi's got some explaining to do. They got something in every Mountain Dew that I've been to. Not only is it in the 2-liter Mountain Dews there, Pepsi, not only is it in the 2 liters, it's in these 2. You tell me what is wrong with that picture. How many other Pepsi products is this stuff gonna be in? Pepsi, you definitely got some explaining to do. I done been to 2 Dollar Generals and now I'm at Food Line. And I want you to look at what's in the bottom, floating in the bottom of these Mountain Dews. Tell me what that is. You tell me what that is. There's so much citric acid in Mountain Dews. You tell me what this is. It's in every single one of them. Look at that. Tell me there ain't something wrong with that. Diet Mountain Dew. Look at that. Should I go on with the list and see what else it's in? I'm up in here in Dollar General, and I think Pepsi and Dollar General got some explaining to do. Tell me what that is floating up inside the Mountain Dews. And it's like that in all of them. Tell me what that is.
It sure is.
Every one of them.
What in the world?
Pepsi and Dollar General got some explaining to do.
My best guess is that there's an ingredient reacting with the sugar to make it partially crystallized like this, but until we figure it out for sure, Mountain Dew is looking like Mountain Dew not drink under any circumstance.
The largest merger ever done in Germany was Bayer-Monsanto, where Bayer, which is a pharmaceutical company, merged with Monsanto, which is an agrochemical company in the United States. If you look at what Bayer makes, they make cancer drugs for things like non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And if you look at what Monsanto makes, which is Roundup, which is the most widely used pesticide in America, the cancer that it causes is non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. They've paid out $11 billion in the past couple of years for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cases. So the companies are merging that are directly known to cause the disease with a medical company that has a treatment for the disease. Like, this is very, very dark.
I'm sure that $11 billion they had to pay out in class action lawsuits involving Roundup is pennies compared to the profits they make treating the illness. They have no incentive to stop selling it.
It is November 9th in Michigan, and I still have tomatoes growing and ripening. This is nuts.
I'm born and raised in Michigan, and the last thing you expect to see in November is tomatoes ripening outside. There should have been at least 2 blizzards by now.
Have you ever heard of Project Aquiline? Yeah, me neither. Project Aquiline happened in the mid-60s, and it was the CIA's bird-like drone program. It was a Cold War espionage program where they created bird-like drones for reconnaissance missions. These things could fly thousands of miles, emplacing devices, so placing devices places, taking devices away, and overall collecting data. And these things were crazy. They were powered by nuclear energy and could stay aloft for over a month. They could fly at an altitude of 500 to 1,000 feet and fly 3,000 miles on 100 pounds of fuel. So on radar, they presented as a bird and just blended right into the environment. Now, the project was terminated before it was operational because they had financial issues with the contractors. They were kind of in financial disputes. Guess where all the assets were stored for this program? Any guesses? Area 51. And remember, this was happening in the 60s, so I wonder what was happening between 1947 and the 60s at Area 51. Isn't history interesting?
This is why every single time I see a bird land in my vicinity, I'm looking for a DARPA serial number. I don't trust them.
So you may think this is a image from Yakutia or somewhere in northern Siberia, but this is actually Saudi Arabia. For the first time in recorded history, the desert in Saudi Arabia sees snow. So these camels are going, whoa, I've evolved past the snowy regions. What the Sam Dam's going on? While some people were stoked because usually it's so hot there and it was nice to have a change of temperature, this is very strange. Some are saying that it's nature, Mother Nature, changing its colors. Let me know your comments in the thoughts below. Why is it snowing in Saudi Arabia, and is this some sort of prophecy fulfilling?
So we got tomatoes ripening in Michigan in November and snow in Saudi Arabia. Harp isn't even trying to be discreet at this point.
Get a video of this discovery. I need it to focus though.
Looks like John Wayne Gacy's old stomping grounds.
What the heck is going on in rural Michigan? Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. FEMA's big move to tiny Michigan town has residents on edge. Rightfully so. In an unexpected turn of events, FEMA has rolled into a small rural town in Michigan with a staggering convoy of 350 different vehicles, semi-trucks, trailers, setting up a large-scale base in an area with fewer than 1,000 residents. This once quiet town is now bustling with activity as FEMA trucks, semi-trailers filled with equipment, and a large number of emergency support personnel establish a major operation hub at the town's small regional airport.
Next would be the airport report. That would be me. The airport was just notified that FEMA has chosen the airport facility as a stationing hub for emergency services through FEMA. They will be serving 6 counties in this area, and they will be bringing in some 350 semi-trailers with equipment to park on the base. So if you see a lot of trucks coming into the base, that's what it is. It's nothing to get scared about. They're staging for emergency situations in any of these 6 counties that FEMA takes care of.
There is no other reason for FEMA to set up shop in your city unless they're expecting some sort of emergencies. I just hope Escoda doesn't have any lithium deposits.
Do you believe, just for the record, that the federal government, any part of the federal government, is knowingly concealing evidence about UAPs from the public?
Yes, sir.
100%. Yes.
Yes. What do you believe UAPs could be or are?
Strong evidence that they're non-human, higher intelligence.
I echo my colleague's comment, sir.
Genuinely do not know.
Don't know, but we must find out.
I was expecting this congressional hearing about UAPs to reveal some new information that we don't know. I was hoping that ET himself would walk out on stage, or at the very least they would show us some new videos or pictures. We learned nothing.
They got him, man. They got him. You see these pearl necklaces right here? What do y'all think he's wearing those pearl necklaces for exactly? I don't know. Hey, bro, what I want to know is how you go from looking like that, like me, to going looking like this right here, man. No offense, NGK, but, y'all are built about the same now, man. But he was a big muscle guy, and you're just not. So why are you wearing the pearl necklaces? I mean, from pearl necklaces to a whole bodysuit of pearls, man. I just don't. Why is that? Now, I'm no expert or anything. Get them to the Greek with the egg trick or whatever. Come on, man. Look who it is. And you got pearls, and more pearls. I mean, y'all do it for attention, or is there something more to the pearl thing? Well, let's see. So a lot of people say these beads and whatnot, pearls or whatever, have something to do with that word right there that I can't even say. This video probably won't even stay up. I can't post anything anymore that I used to post because of stuff like this right here. And I'm so vague to the point now, it's gotten ridiculous. So hopefully, free speech and all that, hopefully it'll make a comeback. You know what I'm saying?
Based on everybody he just showed in his video and how different they act now, they must be handing out pearl necklaces at the MK Ultra graduation ceremony.
The Illuminati that we know started in 1776. In fact, you can pin it down to a day, the 1st of May, May Day, 1776, in Ingolstadt, Germany, founded by a Professor Adam Weishaupt. It wasn't initially called the Illuminati, because that's not really the name of the organization. It was called the Order of Perfectibilists. Apparently that changed. Weishaupt would say things like, never let our organization be known under its real name anywhere, which leaves wondering what's its real name. So Illuminati is simply the plural of Illuminatus, which means one who is illuminated, one who has seen the light. So in Roman times, Christian converts were Illuminati because they had seen the light. Anyone who thinks, and there have been organizations called Illuminati, that the term is not trademarked, not copyrighted. Anybody who thinks they've seen the light about anything is an Illuminati. So it defines nothing. The symbol of the order was an owl, which interestingly enough is almost identical to the owl which is the emblem of the Bohemian Club.
Oh boy.
Make of that what you will.
I feel like the Illuminati might be a collection of all secret societies that are working towards the same agenda, sort of like a United Nations for the occult.
You've probably heard about these 43 monkeys that escaped a South Carolina research facility, and now we're learning a lot more about the place where they were being kept. The primates escaped from Alpha Genesis on November 6th. The company says on its website that it breeds monkeys and provides non-human primate products and bio-research services across the globe. All the monkeys that escaped are believed to be young females that were previously roaming free on Morgan Island, which is also known as Monkey Island. And the CDC said that the monkeys were taken to Alpha Genesis for conditioning to be around people. But guys, this was not the first time that monkeys have gotten loose from this facility. It also happened in 2016. 19 monkeys escaped, but they were recaptured within a few hours. And apparently, it's not uncommon for a couple of primates to get loose from this facility every couple of years, and that's according to the Alpha Genesis CEO himself. This facility, though, has seen USDA compliance issues in the past. An investigation by CBS affiliate WTOC found that in 2022, Alpha Genesis received 8 violations from the USDA for housing and veterinary issues. In the first 8 months of that year, the report found that 6 monkeys had been in the wrong enclosures, and that 1 animal was found dead from trauma caused by the resident animals in the enclosure. The investigation also found that monkeys had escaped their enclosures at 6 different times during that period. After that, the company did repair the chain link and got rid of the breech cages. and in their last inspection this May, they had no violations. As of November 10th, more than a dozen of these animals are still on the loose.
43 biolab monkeys escaping their enclosure at the same time seems like it might have been intentional. The people in Wuhan are even laughing at this one.
Is Elon Musk's mother actually part of the Illuminati? So I'm going to be showing you guys a series of images that I found online. And something that you notice is she's always pointing to or insinuating the all-seeing eye, also known as the Eye of Providence. So here you can see Elon and them for Halloween. They dressed up. But what I want to point attention to is that the outfit that Elon used did depict Baphomet. Okay. And there's so many influences online and pictures of Elon Musk's mother making reference to this all-seeing eye. Now, most of the time, people who are part of this elite group, they always make a joke or reference to the eye. Okay. But that's not all. The stories online that depict Elon Musk's childhood are very strange, and indeed, everything does point to the fact that they have some ties with this secret society.
If covering your right eye in every single picture you take is Illuminati, then Mama Musk is the poster child.
This is Fermi Labs in Batavia, Illinois. If that looks like a particle accelerator to you, then it is. This is where they just bang particles against each other and hopefully don't destroy our world with some mishap of an experiment. And it's right in the middle. It's like right outside of Chicago here. So hopefully nothing goes wrong. Apparently this little ring was called the Tevatron, which sounds like a transformer of some kind. Apparently they've discovered quarks here and did some stuff with the Higgs boson. I hope it's worth it. This part looks cool, though.
You mean to tell me that CERN has a little brother in Illinois? We're never making it back to our original timeline.
Okay, y'all need to watch this video of ex-CIA agents from 1980 revealing some pretty crazy stuff. And then let's talk about it after.
Analysis that we made of the CIA's media operations disclosed, among other things, that they deliver through CIA couriers ready to print or ready to broadcast news, and I put that in inverted commas, which is used by the media. And this is created by the CIA.
How often does the CIA manipulate the media in this way, plant stories, get their views in the media? Is this fairly common as a modus operandi for the CIA?
It goes beyond your, in the course of the past 30 years, it goes beyond your wildest imagination. The extent to which the CIA has gone to manipulate public opinion. If you include the MH Chaos program, which was $1 billion program of setting up proprietary companies, setting up student organizations so they could draw radical students in and do every kind of duplicitous manipulation of national student movements, press, propaganda, labor, extensive formation of labor unions, funding of major labor unions.
It sounds like they're describing Operation Mockingbird. This is why it feels like watching the news is like watching an hour-long MK Ultra training tape. Whoever captured this footage deserves the Pulitzer Prize, because this might be the best UFO footage we've ever seen. This fish has the same exact disgruntled facial expression that I have after I'm done paying bills. It's like looking in the mirror.
Lockheed has, I think, some assets in Nevada, but they have a lot of corporate facilities in California. And supposedly there is this shack on the side of a highway in California that looks like some nondescript warehouse. And you go into this warehouse, and the whole floor of the warehouse is an elevator. And it drops Lord knows how many hundreds of feet, and you're inside of a facility carved out of rock, deep underground.
Yeah.
And what this guy said is that they are not only reverse engineering craft from retrieved debris in this facility, but they're actually training pilots to fly them. And he told me that the main problem that they have in that training program is that the pilots experience extreme disorientation because of the warping of space-time by these craft. In other words, they discovered early on that these are not simply devices with propulsion systems capable of navigating space very quickly, like they can take you from New York to Australia, right? They're flying time machines.
If this is true, then he just revealed more information in 30 seconds than they did in the entire UAP congressional hearing.
Whatever's happening in and around Antarctica is really strange. Multiple articles have released recently talking about how China and Russia have been deepening their cooperation in Antarctica, which could lead to certain breaks and restrictions or them breaking the Antarctic Treaty altogether. Coincidentally, it's also being reported that the ice in Antarctica is not only melting, but that flowers and grass are growing there at a fast rate. These points have led to some speculation that there may be a deeper reason as to why other countries are all of a sudden becoming active in Antarctica, even to the point where they may be willing to break the Antarctic Treaty. Swiftly, for those who may not know, the Arctic Treaty is an agreement signed back in 1957 by every country in the world, which basically states that they will keep Antarctica as a protected land. This agreement has been firmly upheld for the last 65 years, but now that it's being threatened, people are coming up with theories as to why this is happening all of a sudden. The first theory states that as Antarctica's ice is melting, it's revealing ancient ruins or ancient technology that other countries want to get their hands on. The second theory comes from the idea that instead of Antarctica being an ice continent, it's actually an ice wall that encompasses all the lands that we live on, with more lands and continents beyond it. According to this theory, as the ice is melting, it's creating access points through this apparent ice wall, which other countries and continents want to explore for research and resource purposes.
If there really is any ancient advanced technology buried under the ice in Antarctica, as soon as it melts, it's going to be every man for himself. That treaty is going out the window.
This is going viral right now. Somebody took a picture in one of the tombs in Egypt, and they saw a figure of a person there that looks like an ancient Egyptian ghost. We've seen footage of ghosts before, but one of the places we never really heard about ghosts coming from until recently was the tombs of Egypt. Does that not look like a person, right? That looks like a person, right? So the person that took this picture was alone in the room when it happened to them. After they took a picture of the rest, yo, what the is this beside? Now it gets crazier, right? Okay. Because it's almost semi-transparent, as a spirit would be. Now this is where it gets weird. What they noticed was, holy shit, that looks exactly like the husband of the tomb. Yeah. They went and looked at pictures of what he would be wearing, and it matched exactly the strands. Yeah. They found proof of the afterlife in Egypt.
If that really is the spirit of that mummy, then he's probably flabbergasted that all the relics he was buried with are now at the Smithsonian.
Okay, so as you can see, this is a super old Monopoly game. Made in Canada. I'm not sure exactly how old this one is, but you can tell, bro, this thing is old. Oh. Let's open this up together and see if the Monopoly dude has a monocle or he doesn't. So this is it. This is the box. And I guess apparently there's like a Mandela effect or something. So these aren't the original pieces. But I think this these are the cards people are talking about here. So I think that's the banker there, chat. Is that who's supposed to have the monocle or what? Let's see what happens. So this one here, he doesn't have it. This one here, he also doesn't have it. He doesn't have it in that one. He doesn't have it in any of the cards, yo. What the heck? I swore
that he had a monocle. But homies, in this old game, card after card, he doesn't have it.
I feel like Monopoly has to be the best proof for the Mandela effect, because I can still see clearly in my head the banker always wearing a monocle and a top hat at all times.
To hold them in my arms.
Ew.
Save LaGuardia.
Right over there. At the end of the last video, when we saw that critter on the airplane and I said it was a spirit flight, I was just taking a wild guess. I had no idea I was spot on. But that was the video, guys. Don't forget to sub up, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.